Konnichiwa. How are you doing? Members of Didarati, the Dida Mail Club, followers and subscribers of Learn with Samita. As you can see, I am still on a Japan high, just about back from Japan. And I am not a travel blogger. Strictly speaking, my YouTube channel, my whole ethos, my business is about sustainability. It's about sustainable fashion and lifestyle. However, whenever I post something travel related fashion, travel related design, I get truckloads of comments and questions. So instead of putting it on my as a video, I thought I'd go live and I'd explain why I do travel related videos and all the fun facts about traveling to a particular place. I travel a lot. Last couple of years I couldn't for obvious reasons, but I have started traveling. You know what? When I travel, that's the best learning. So as a teacher, I would always tell my students that whatever learning, whatever knowledge I can give to you within the four walls of a classroom is not enough. It doesn't match the experience that you have when you visit a particular place, learn about the crafts, the lifestyle, the communities, the culture, the history, the religion. So that's why I travel. Because it opens the windows of my mind. Otherwise, I'll have a brain fog or a brain freeze. I'll not be able to think. I'll not be inspired. So I'll be pretty much, it's as good as being dead. So travel is my lifeline. It's the potion that keeps me alive, keeps me going, keeps me thinking. So as you have figured out from the posts and the comments that and the videos that you've seen, the videos are now trending on Learn with Samita, which is Dida's YouTube channel. So I have been to Japan and back. And you've been the questions have started coming. So Samita, how, what, where, when, what did you do? So I take those questions. I just try to get some facts right, facts correct straight away. So what I did was I flew to Japan. I flew Malaysian Airlines there was a stopover at KL, Kuala Lumpur International Airport. It was good. The flight experience was good. The clearance, the stopover, the layover, everything was pretty good. I landed at Narita. So there are two airports in Tokyo. One is Narita, one is Haneda. Narita is more for international flights. Haneda is primarily for domestic flights. However, that's not always the case. So, but primarily you'd reach Narita. Narita can be extremely crowded and the queues can be long. So be prepared for that. So what about accommodation? So accommodation, how deep is your pocket? It can be budget, it can be upmarket luxury. How to reach your accommodation, or if you're going to, further from Tokyo, going to your forward journey, then how do you do it? So from Narita, there are three options really. The first one is the train. You can take the train. You can buy tickets at the airport for both the train and the luxury bus, which will drop you point to point. So you can pick the nearest point if you are taking the bus. Of course, there are taxis and cabs. Cabs are on the expensive side, but if you want total comfort, if you are tired after a long journey, you should take a cab. Taking a train is fairly easy, and if you take the train, then you can use something called a Suica card, SUICA, which is like a credit card, a local credit card in Japan. You can use your Suica to navigate through the gates at the railway stations and to buy your sundry grocery at the supermarkets, Family Marts and 7-Eleven and those kind of places. Now, I would next come to what is it that you require in Japan. As mentioned, I said that you could check into a budget hotel, or you can check into a luxury premium hotel. You could also stay at a ryokan. Ryokan is a traditional Japanese hotel, an inn. So you could sit on the tatami mats and sleep on the futons. So if you want the authentic Japanese experience, make sure you spend a couple of days, a couple of nights at a ryokan. Japan, it would help if you have some cash on yourselves. We were warned, we were told that please carry cash. But you see, what I figured out, it's not that bad. Quite a few places actually accept credit cards, like the bigger places at the airports. If you go to Family Marts, which is like a chain of supermarkets, then 7-Eleven, so big restaurants, shopping centers, shopping malls, they'll all accept credit cards. It's the small souvenir shops or small joints, if you want a quick ramen or something like that, or a curry or a ramen, a soup at a local place, what they call ramen, or a curry, a Japanese curry. Otherwise, then you'd have to fork out cash. It's in smaller places. It does help if you carry some cash. How much? Again, how much you want to spend? I would say carry about $100, 100 Australian dollars every day. That would be a good budget. And that would also allow for some souvenir shopping. So this is the amount, I'm talking about. It's for two people. So if you have about $100 every day, you set your spending limit to about $100. That should be good. Now, other than that, credit cards are not a major problem. You could go into a shop and ask, Kuregito Kado. So Kuregito Kado is the Japanese version of credit card, and they'll say yes or no. So that helps. Now the other thing, and where do you get your cash? Before I jump on to the next thing, you can get your cash. We got good exchange rates at Narita, or you can exchange your, get some cash out or do some foreign exchange conversion at places like 7-Eleven. Talking about Kuregito Kado, you would need to it'll help if you familiarize yourselves with some local, Japanese terms like Ohayo gozaimasu, which is good morning. Of course, arigato gozaimasu, which is very, very important. Konnichiwa, which is a general hello. Now, I was told something very interesting. And when I mentioned moshi moshi, they said, Samita, we never say moshi moshi unless we are on a phone. So it's like a hello on the phone only. Otherwise, no one ever uses moshi moshi. So that was a learning experience for me. But having said so, most Japanese speak some English, or they'd at least understand the gist of, when I was asking for directions, they kind of understood what I was talking about. But it would still help if you have the basic knowledge, if you know the basic terms. Sumimasen. Sumimasen is excuse me. So if you are at a restaurant and you want the waiter to help you, then you would have to say sumimasen, and he or she will come to you. And of course, you have Uncle Google. Always the Google Translate is such a blessing. You can download the app on your phone, and then you can translate. You can speak into the phone, or you can even scan the text and it'll give you the English version of Japanese text. Because at some of the comfort stops, at some of the the food courts, some of the vending machines would only have Japanese text. So if you want to figure out what is it that you are eating, you would better be familiar with a few apps and things like that, particularly Google Translate. Now, Japan, when it comes to food, is if you are a seafood lover, it's a dream. It's an absolute dream for people who like seafood, and it's a bit of a challenge for vegetarians. Having said so, it's not that vegetarian option is not available. Japanese are primarily non-vegetarian, especially pork and seafood and things like that. Doesn't mean they don't have veggies. They actually have steamed veggies, ramens, which are vegetarian. So you have to look around a little bit, but you do get a fair bit of vegetarian food. And about the ethos, the country itself, it's very crowded, especially if you go to places like Takeshita Street in Harajuku. Bumper to bumper, humans. But you know what? Japanese are very disciplined, very organized. They are very helpful and courteous. They'd go out of their way to help you as much as they can. So, you know, when you are in Japan, as they say, when you are in Rome, be a Roman. So make sure that you do not destroy, you do not do something which is contrary to the Japanese ethos, what the behavior that's expected of you. The first thing is that do not litter. You know, you'll not find, be warned, you'll not find a trash can in Japan very easily. Trash cans are few and far, you know, there are, maybe you would find one somewhere, but in general, they are few and far between. So carry your own trash back to your hotel. You know what I used to do? I used to carry a small backpack, a small lightweight backpack, and I'd put all my trash into that backpack. And at the end of the day, I'll bring it back to the hotel, and then I'll just dispose of the trash there. So do not litter. Do not put trash anywhere and everywhere. If you are in public places, do not shout. Do not jostle. Don't be rude to anyone. Do not talk loudly on public transport. So be it the train, be it a bus, do not raise your voice. Do not eat on a train. If you buy a plated meal or something like that, preferably you can buy plated meals at supermarkets like Family Mart, like 7-Eleven. And what's really good is that they'll actually heat it up for you on request. So if you ask them to warm up the food for you, they'll do that with a smile, and then eat it right there, just outside of Family Mart, say. Don't carry your food with you on a train and open it in front of everyone and start eating and making obnoxious noises. So don't do that. Also, if you are visiting an onsen is a public bath like Turkish hammam. Onsens are only for men or only for women. Just make sure that when you go into an onsen, if you have tattoos on your body, you should cover them. So if you have maybe a tiny little one, that might do. But if you have substantial tattoos, make sure you cover them with a piece of cloth or whatever, you can get hold of. But don't go with your tattoos showing full blast in public. The other thing is tipping is not a part of Japanese culture. So no one expects you to tip. Another tip, which this is a verbal tip that I can give you, if you go to the temples, always throw a coin as an offering. What coin? So you throw normally you would throw, this was told to me by Taka, who was our guide. He said you'd normally throw a 5 yen coin. The 5 yen coin is about this much with a hole inside in the middle. And why a 5 yen coin? Because it's made out of copper and it brings you good luck. So when at the temples, be respectful, bow, and you also have to ring the bell and then bow and throw a Japanese 5 yen coin, and that apparently would bring you good luck. So we did that. So hopefully, some good luck is coming my way. Now, coming to art and crafts, I have already mentioned in my earlier video, there are places, there are several museums, especially the Ota Textile Museum in Harajuku. For me as a fashion designer, these kind of places are of extreme significance. I'm very interested in the Japanese. As you can see, I'm wearing a Japanese yukata. You can visit the museums and you can study the shibori, the tie-dye, the block printing, the different kinds of textiles that Japanese are well known for. The only problem is I cannot show all of these to you, what I gathered at these museums, because they do not allow photography or videography. I have included some pictures of the Ota Textile Museum from the outside, and that was the only thing I could do. And they have some permanent exhibits and also time-specific exhibitions. So just go on the Ota Textile Museum website and see what's happening while you are there in Japan, and you can visit Ota Textile Museum and you can see these things firsthand for yourself. You can join classes like calligraphy, origami. I was so time poor, I was just running from morning because it was a work come pleasure trip. So I was literally busy working round the clock, and whatever time I had left, I was visiting the temples and the pagodas and trying to bring as much to you as possible. I couldn't do many of the workshops, but if you stay there, that's one of my regrets. I'll talk about that right at the end. But yeah, I would strongly recommend that you can do some of the workshops and you can visit shopping strips like Shinsai Bashi in Osaka, Harajuku, Shinjuku. You can see the Shibuya crossing also. You can try wearing a kimono. No one frowns upon you. It is not considered to be cultural appropriation if you get hold of a kimono and wear it. They actually like it because you are showing your love and respect for the Japanese culture. You can hire a kimono for a day. Prices start at about 5,000 yen. And everything else, like, the add-ons are extra and come at an extra price, like the obijime, or the rope that goes around the obi or the sash, then hair and makeup, then the bag. All of these things can be hired at an extra price, but in the price of a basic kimono, a silk kimono, starts at about 4,500 to 5,000 yen. And you don't have to worry about cleanliness or hygiene, because Japanese are impeccably clean people. So as I said, even in the hotels, the rooms are small, but they come with they're clean, and they come with these kind of yukatas and also fabric fresheners and things like that. Most of them would offer you free coffee, tea, and coffee. You get coffee. I was told that no, Samita, coffee is not common in Japan, which is really not true. But things to buy, you can splurge on luxury goods if you have the budget. Otherwise, textiles, souvenirs, sake. We went to a sake testing. It was kind of a ceremony, and obviously my other half was very pleased about it. And you get mochi, boxes of beautifully wrapped Japanese sweets. You can get mochi, which is a sweet made out of bean curd, and there are so many other things. Even Kit Kat, which is a matcha tea or a green tea Kit Kat. So those kind of branded goods specific to Japan, with a touch of Japan. All of that you can shop for. There are little the little dolls and the little kawaii items, Hello Kitty. I'm forgetting the name of those dolls. If you can remember, just put it in the chat. So that's about. I've got a care, and someone's, thank you, whoever's given it to me. Chuon, hello, Chuon. How are you? It's so good to see you. Next stop, probably Chuon, Cambodia. I definitely want to go and to Cambodia and visit all of you. But thanks for giving me that heart. I love you too. Now, coming back, we came back from Osaka, we came from Kansai Airport, and because we were staying very close to the central railway station, the Shin Osaka railway station, we just took up the airport train right in the morning, and it was, it went very smoothly. So we just got up early in the morning, literally walked to the railway station, and we just hopped on the airport train at Shin Osaka railway station, and we were at Kansai. Kansai was as crowded and the queues were as lengthy as Narita. So both of them, you may choose Narita or you may choose Kansai. Both are packed to the rafters. Be prepared for that. But as I said, everyone was polite. Everything was very organized. Best time, spring. If you want to see the sakura, we were very, very lucky. We had splendid views of the sakura, which kind of lasts only for the cherry blossom, which lasts for a fortnight. After that, apparently all the trees turn green, or you could go in autumn. So you can see the autumn, the foliage in autumn, or if you are into snow sports, you can go in winter towards northern Japan. I'm not much of a skier, so that probably wouldn't work for me. Before I go, what is it that I like best? The highlight of my trip to Japan, I'd let you into a little secret. No, that had nothing to do with fashion, but it had something to do with aesthetic, and it only shows how beautifully Japanese present even the basics of life. No prizes for guessing. Some of you might have the toilets. So the Japanese toilets are really at a different level, state of the art. They even play music. If you are prone to making obnoxious noises while you are sitting in the toilet. Anyway, I came back and I had a couple of Japanese toilets fixed in my bathrooms. And I'll recommend that to all my friends and my clients and subscribers and followers. But that's it. That's about my Japan trip. If you have any more questions, put it in comments, or you know what, you can even DM me, or I'm on all the platforms wherever you want to connect with me. So this is Samita signing off. I've spoken for 22 minutes, 22.5 minutes. So that's it. That's my, decoding my Japan travel, sharing my Japan travel with all of you. Have a wonderful weekend, whatever is left of it, and make sure you watch all the videos on Learn with Samita. The next video that's coming up is on kimono. Then I have already put up videos about shopping in Japan and the entire, what are the highlights, what are the inspos that you can take away from Japan. And don't forget, it's Mother's Day in a fortnight. Don't forget to, I'm already getting, the scarves are flying out, and I can see little bits and pieces going out of the window, the mom gifts. So do not forget to shop at Dida Eco Gifts online. Arigato gozaimasu. So thank you, all of you who've been listening live and who will join later. Arigato gozaimasu. Sayonara.